This month I have been reading lots of books. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, I don't know. Because I have been joining readathons. I have joined this month, it was a yearathon, a duodecathon, and I joined like this small unknown, just for your sake, 24-hour readathon. And then it was 24 and 48. That was it for me, I think, because once I was done with those two, the last two 24 hours readathons, I was kind of tired of reading, so I didn't want to join in on the booktubeathon and bibliothon, I think it was. So I dropped those. I hope I will get to join them next time, though. Anyways, the first one was a yearathon, and for a yearathon I read 4 books for translation. The first one was The Reason I Jump by Naoki Higashida, Japanese non-fiction book about autism. It's a 13-year-old autistic boy writing, or writing a book about how he is, how autism affects him, and to help people understand him and help him and help other autistic children. It's like almost nothing to read, it's just every other page, and I felt it was kind of repetitive, and I don't know, I wish I liked it more, because I have Asperger syndrome myself, so I kind of am weird myself. Yeah. It also includes a few short stories written by him. Second one was this, Mikael Ende. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. He's German. He's the author behind Neverending Story, and this is School of Magic and Other Fairy Tales. And the School of Magic is kind of like reading Harry Potter, so that was fun. And in general, it's this is 15 stories, and they are all really, really good. So if you get a hold of this in your language, you should definitely read it. It's just how a children's book should be. It has so much fun stuff, and it's so well written, and the language is really superb. So yeah, read this. And read Neverending Story, and read everything else by this author, because he is great. And then I read a Japanese book I got in a Norwegian book box. It's called Kokuro, which means heart, I think it was, heart and feelings. It's by Sosuke Natsume. And by looking at it, you should think it's really boring. It's kind of this story about a student meeting up with a sensei master, just talking and getting to know each other, and about this bond they form, and about the sensei's life story. And it's the first chapter is really slow, but this first part is it's 3 parts in this book. It's first where they get to know each other, and then the student goes back to his home because his father is dying, and that was the second part. And the third part is Sensei's backstory, and the third part is really good. So it's a classic from 1914. So yeah. And the last book I read for a yearathon's translated works is Silber by Kerstin Gier, also a German book. It's a fantasy for, I would say middle grade, because it's somewhat childish, That might have been the translation part, and translation into Norwegian usually is not that good. But it's well, the fantasy part is really exciting. So once they got to the fantasy part, I had to continue reading. So it's the first in a trilogy, so I will continue reading the next 2 books also, of course. But yeah, you should read it because it is actually pretty good. I think the translation did some bad stuff, so hopefully it's better if it's translated into English. Or if you know German, please read it in German. Yeah, that was the Eurozone translated works. Next book I read was a book I started in June. One by Sarah Crosland. It's about conjoined twins. Is that what it's called? Oh, I don't even remember. About how when they start high school, what happens. One girl falls in love with a guy, and well, it's not easy falling in love with a guy, and you're stuck with your sister right at the body, you know. So what will happen next? Like, you know, and well, lots of other stuff happens, and we get to know how they work as siblings because they have a really strong bond. Of course, they are attached, which if they didn't get along, it would be that bad. Oh, just picturing it. Yeah. So this is really interesting read. I have never read anything about conjoined twins before. Not that many books about people with disabilities like that at all, actually. I think those kind of books are coming more now, and that's a good thing. I would love to read more of those. The book is written in like this verse type of what are you doing, Kitty? Never mind. Verse form. So every chapter is like just a small poem. So it's a really quick read. You can read it in like a couple of hours, maybe. So yeah. So far I have read 2 books like this in verse form, and I don't know if I like it. But I like the book. I like the book. It was a good book. Next one was so cute. Okay, she didn't want to be in a video. Next is Art of Being Normal by Lisa Williamson. It's about a guy wanting to be a girl and how that affects his life. And I really like reading those kinds of stories, LGBTQ and especially trans stories. I don't know why. I'm straight or more or less straight, but it's interesting, and yeah, I have lots of friends that is within that LGBTQIA plus. But the thing is, this book is written by a cis author, and it is somewhat frowned upon, I think, that cis people write these kind of stories. but it's really good. I loved it, and everyone should read these kind of books. So yeah, read this one. Next one is Stargazing for Beginners by Jenny McLaughlin. This is just a random pick from my library. Total cover pick. Sometimes life needs a little bit of chaos. I think this is more middle grade than young adult. It's a contemporary story. Well, about a girl wanting to be an astronaut. And it's about friendship and feelings and family, and about going for your dreams and just work hard. And yeah, it was a good book. I don't know, there are lots of books like this, I feel, where a young person wants to be something grand, and stuff happens, and then he figure out, yeah. I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything, but maybe this has been done better sometimes, but it's still a good read. I enjoyed it, and it was easy, so quick. Yeah, middle grade-ish, I think. Next book was Long Lankin by Lindsay Barraclough. It's a scary story, actually. Historical fiction. It's back in right after or right before war or something. I don't remember the year. But it's kind of like haunted house-ish. It's not the house really that is haunted, but the place where the house is. It's this beast. We don't get to know all that much about the beast, but anyways, it's two sisters trying to survive with their great aunt, with a beast that lives on small children. You know, this story that it's a sorry, my phone died. You know, the common horror story about monsters being out to get small children and all likes. But it was not interesting. It was exciting. It took a while to get into the story, and then kind of like, everything just exploded all of a sudden. So the build-up was really slow, and I don't know how to explain it. But it was a good read. Not the best one, but I love horror stories, so I'm quite picky on horror story. But it's a horror story for middle grade, young adult. So it's kind of good. I had a good time reading it, so it's not perfect, but it's good. Next one is this, You Know Me Well by Nina LaCour and David Leviathan. This is like most of these books where David Leviathan collaborates with another author. They have every other chapter for their story. So here we follow this gay guy who is so in love with his best friend. They have like this thing going on where they make out and stuff, but they aren't exclusive, and you know, he's just so head over heels in love and don't know how to deal with it. And then we have Kate, who is also gay. She has been flirting with this girl that a friend of her knows online and maybe text messages, I don't know, I don't remember, for a really long time. But when they go to meet each other, she totally freaks out, panics, and just doesn't show up. Instead, she goes out to town where it's Pride Week in San Francisco, which is it sounds so awesome to be experiencing Pride Week in San Francisco, because San Francisco is like pride capital. Yeah. It sounds like it's the whole city will just explode with rainbow flags and everything. And well, these two people meet, the girl and the guy, and they become best friends just like that. Just they meet, say, hi, do you want to be my friend? And yes, they want to be friends. And they help each other with their love lives and try to figure out how to make it work with their love interests, all the while doing all kinds of gay pride stuff in San Francisco. So it was a really fun read. I love David Leviathan. There's something about the way he writes. You are so there. You experience everything with these characters. So it's really great. And the two main characters, they are so what should I say? Real. They have so many sides and so much going on inside them. It's really great. I love everything David Leviathan. Just one of my favorites. Then we have George by Alex Gino. This is actually a trans book written by a transsexual. It's a middle grade book. So I think the main character is 12 or something. I don't remember. Anyways, it is like, you see the size of the text and everything. It's written for younger audience, to make trans children more like understand that they're not alone. So it's really important novel, really. And it's so good. It's about this boy wanting to be a girl, wanting to play Charlotte from Charlotte's Web, the girl spider, in their play, the play they set up in school. And of course he gets a no from his teachers because there are so many girls wanting to part. And it's about his friendship with a girl and about his family life and how to come out as a trans kid. in a really young age, before puberty sets in and everything. Yeah, it's really good. Everyone should read this book. Seriously. It's important. Important and good. The next book is actually one I'm still reading, but I hope I will maybe get it finished tonight. Or I will sit up all night reading it, because I want to get it done before the month is over, which is Our Chemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland. It's my first book of her. I have never read anything by Crystal Sutherland before. I am only halfway through it, but I hopefully can finish it today. Either way, it's a really quick read. So, as John Green meets Rainbow Rowell in this heartbreaking tale of a bittersweet first love. It is like that. It's like these quirky characters that John Green is famous for, only not written by John Green. But it's girl Grace Town, who transferred school in her last year of high school, and she is dressed like a boy, like with oversized boys' clothing, looking almost like an alcoholic person living on the street. She smells. She hasn't done her hair or anything. But this guy, the guy telling the story, he sees something in her and starts talking to her, and somehow ends up falling in love with her. But it's the reason she's dressed like she is, and it's the reason why she limped, uses a cane and everything, and there's the reason she goes to the cemetery every day. It's the reason why she has bad days. It's the reason why she acts like she does, and a reason she transferred school. Yeah, it seemed like it's going to be really sad, which I like. I love angst. I love sad stories. So I think I will really like it. And one more thing I really like about it is the guy. He's a real movie buff. So it's like all these quotes from movies, like Fight Club especially. They love Fight Club, which is my favorite movie too. So that is awesome. Yeah. That's a bit Christian Greyish, don't you think? Yeah. So I really like it this far, and even though there's something with me on not exactly loving the really, really quirky persons, which is a weird thing because all my friends are really quirky. Myself, I'm not normal, so but they seem kinda too good to be true, maybe. Anyways, if you like John Green novels, this is perfect. Yeah. So that was the last book for this month. Shall we see how much we have? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I forgot one. Huh? Sorry. This is a Norwegian fantasy, sci-fi fantasy, actually. Sci-fi. by Asbjørn Rydland. It's the first in a series. It's brand new and it's full of action, and this really amazing girl who talks back to like these killers and everything, and she's so tough. Even though she's not the main character, she's just a friend. I don't think this will ever get translated into English, but if you're Norwegian, please read it. It's awesome. It has lots and lots of fun stuff. It's fantasy, it's science fiction, sci-fi. They have lots of mythology and action and friendship and awesome. It's really good. It's like almost the new Raven Rings, which says a lot. Yeah. So I was counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and maybe, hopefully, 12 novels in one month. Oh my god. 3 of them from my collection. I'm borrowing way too much from the library these days, but there are so many good books. So yeah, 12 books, 12 novels to be sure, to be accurate, because I have also read 12 graphic novels, and I have finished 1 audiobook and almost 1 more. So it was a really good month. But I read for 42.5 hours in a 72 hours period, which is a lot of reading. Yeah, so next up I'm going to make a to be read for August. I will add that tomorrow. So if you have read any of these books and want to talk to me about them, please leave me a note, comment down below, or find me on Bookstagram or Twitter at Meneniareads. Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.